Hello everyone and welcome back to Cruel and Unusual Storytime. My mic is not where it's supposed to be. Hello everyone and welcome back to Cruel and Unusual Storytime. I am your host Simon Dexter and today we are resuming Pacifica's Wish. I believe we're on chapter 6 now. Yeah, seems about right. But I've been having fun with the story, frankly. I'm just waiting for it to fucking stumble again, but so far it's not too bad. It's at least written well, so here's hoping. Let's just get on to it, shall we? Well, the cake god eventually got my memo. Shame was about 1,095 days too late. Thanks a lot, pal. Fucking cake god. That's 3 years for the less mathematically gifted. Yes, please don't do the pandering thing again. I swear to God, I can't handle another chapter like chapter 2. Now, the pine spins are back to stay. Aside from the natural transformations caused by puberty and Mabel's dental treatment being complete, they're pretty much the same. Me, on the other hand, I couldn't be any more different, did you mean? Because any couldn't be any different makes no sense. Oh, wait, scratch that. The way I am now is how I've been for most of my life, so no great surprises there. They're doing line segments again. That makes me so mad. What I mean is, the girl they began to know at the end of summer, the one who started to openly defy her parents, think about others beside herself, and emerge from a chrysalis like a beautiful button. Ugh, too soppy, Paz. Sappy. Good effort, though. Soppy, though. I might start using that one. So, it has not gone for good. Without their help, I'm afraid I couldn't help but regress. Back to the pampered princess I was before, except now I'm turned things up to 11. I've really begun to crush others under my metaphorical boot. That one was me. My apologies. Same way I stamped on Mabel's foot 10 minutes ago. To put an end to her tiresome mollycoddling, which I do not feel sorry about, honestly. I would more or less run this dump of a school. In fact, I thought of as a test case for eventual takeover of Gravity Falls. The weak shall submit, or something like that. Quoting my dad there. Also, look at this. It's so hard to read for me. I don't know why. I guess I just read too many books in my lifetime that reading in these line segments just hurts my head. Ugh. I hate everyone, including the teachers, eating out of my palm and my hand. Please stop with the dot dot dots after every single little sentence. If you get it, it's sad. It's fine. Just tell the fucking story. Is it really gonna do one of these chapters again, though? Eating out of the palm of my hand, my future was all set, I was feeling good. It's not supposed to be this culmination of all that, but now fate has thrown a spanner in the works. I don't know what that means. Oh god, I'm so bad at my job. Sand in my shoes, a llama in my soup. I made the last one up. Clever. No, not really. It works, it's just not clever. In shape of these twins, even as I sit here procrastinating in these long drawn-out sentences, are staring at me in this tiny little alcove. The writer's really good at doing that. Like, I'm bitching about something, and then they'll kind of make a comment about it. It's like, okay, I forgive you. That was funny. I mean, these tiny... Wondering what I'm going to say next. Dipper, I can tell, thinks I've been very rude and standoffish. Since him and his sister's return, I'm able, to be frank, I can't even bear to peek at her, but I can tell she seems heartbroken. These line segments are seriously killing me. I'm sorry I'm bitching about it so much this time, but holy shit. Like, they cut off the sentence, like, partway through, so I get... it's maddening. It's fucking maddening. Am I really that different from before? Well, you're different from the one that they liked. I'm assuming is the problem here. It's less that different from who you were before, but like in the middle there, the part that they liked, you're different from that. So that's where the her feelings are coming in. What's wrong with me anyway? I have a good life, right? Perhaps I can make them understand. Yes, I'll impress them. Then if they look happier, maybe this cloud of gloom which has started to appear above my head will start to disappear. And I can concentrate on more important things such as planning for tonight. I might even invite them, let bygones be bygones. Prove there are no hard feelings. Yeah, that'll be sweet. I can't fail. It can't fail. I know it won't, because I thought of it, so that's what I do. That's what I do. I tell them I control things around here. Even the grown-ups are in awe of my superiority. And together with my two besties would make sure no one steps out of line, because if they do, we make their life a living hell. Why are you telling them this? Is this really going to be another chapter 2? Because fuck you. I hate these reiterating chapters so much. God damn it. And we Anyway, that's up about Chad telling about the great evening we had planned in the back of his Lamborghini, how he'll finally be christened a woman, be on par with all the other girls I know, who tell me they lost their virginity years ago. That's the only thing those chancers have got over me. I can't wait to correct that. You'd think they'd be impressed with my leadership skills, my assertiveness. Having the hottest boy in the school is my first. But watching their expressions turn from concerned to horrified to a mixture of the two, I'm not shocked. Why did you think this would be a good idea? Like, even for a second, did you really? You wouldn't believe it. Then when I'd finished the story of my rise to the top, instead of congratulating me on my achievements and lauding me for my accomplishments, seriously though, Pacifica... started whispering amongst themselves. What are they saying? I strained my ear to listen. It's worse than we thought. Maybe we should never have left her alone. Those parents of hers poisoned her mind. I feel so sorry for... me. My anger immediately rises to the fore again. What do these ragamuffins think? Who do these ragamuffins think they are? Sorry, I read that wrong. Yes, it was sad their father bit the big one. Yes, it's a tragedy their mom was diagnosed with a basket case. And yes, it wasn't nice for them to be tossed around the country like an unloved sock puppet. Yeah, see what you did there. Those little nuggets that I live for. Because, yeah, this is all seriously just reiteration. Pandering reiteration. Like, we didn't just read chapter 5 a week ago. I read it multiple weeks ago, but you guys read chapter 5 a week ago. Rather than stay in the one place they truly belong, but by the same token, they are the ones that refuse to call me. Okay, I know I admit that I kind of felt for at the beginning, because I had been through that, but I don't think I've ever felt like this. So it's like, okay, Pacifica, you're about a 20, we need you about a 5. They're the ones who disconnected their line so I couldn't call them. And they're the ones who turned all my new friends in the shack against me. So if you think about it, they're almost as responsible as my parents for who I am today. That's exactly what I shot at them then and there. Oh, she said there and then, but whatever. Sorry, I... Come on, for a moment. Sprinkled in a few swear words, of course, to interrupt their private little twin talk. All I want is a reaction. A sign that my words are getting through to them. Say something to me, damn it. For the longest time, well, 5 minutes at least, do you have a stopwatch too, Pacifica? Because I'm tired of these precise intervals of time being told when you're not even looking at anything. They gave me the same eerie stare. Come play with us, Paz. Forever and ever. They're twins. You know I had to. That I've seen from them since they were subjected to the new me. It's really the old you just cranked up a touch, so it really shouldn't be that shocking. And frankly, judging her when she's right there, rather than talking to her about it, is kind of uncool. I will say that off the bat. How old are they now? Like 16? It's gotta be it. But up with that look, makes you feel... well, uneasy would be putting it mildly. Like, I've done something terrible. Well, you have. And I'm not aware of it. That can't be the case. Then at last, Dipper speaks. And this is what he said. I have to write this down since I couldn't believe it myself. Pacifica, I don't want to go to your party tonight. What? You can't be serious. Also, why is there, like, no dialogue in this? It's, like, explained from the foreground... background dialogue. It's weird. Like, that's the first line of actual dialogue I think I've read, other than the whispering, kind of. But I'm just noticing it's really weird that they're not actually talking in this one. You can't be serious. I was staggered. You could even dream in such a notion. What cheek. What rubbish. What balderdash. Try using that last word sometime. You might fool others into thinking you're smart. Or you're trying really hard to sound like a pompous Englishman, one of the two, which I do all the time. It's fun. And I was about to tell him so, but there was more. You're right. You're absolutely right. We shouldn't have shut you out for all these years. We should shut you out for all these years. I know we were acting what we thought were your best interests, but I now know that ignoring you completely was the wrong thing to do. I mean, look at the lack of positive role models in your life has done to you. You think bullying others is the way to get ahead? You think giving yourself to another man will somehow enhance your credibility? And do you think this party tonight is going to be an end? Tonight is the be end all? Okay, that's weird. I don't get that one. You're wrong. All that happened is it'll bring you one step closer to being your parents. And that Pacifica I know from 3 years ago would never have agreed to that. At this point, Mabel started nodding her head firmly. Her tears had gone, and there was a steely, determined look to her face. Mabel is feeling determined. How dare he? He wasn't going to get away with that. For all he knew, the real Pacifica would be the one standing in front of him right now, thoroughly pissed off. Again, I know you're not watching, but please stop censoring things. It doesn't make sense. If you're going to swear, just swear. It's okay. It's fanfiction.net. It's not actually Disney Channel. They're not going to give a shit. Okay? We good. Okay. Not to slam him into the wall. The nice Pacifica, which he seemed so smitten with, could be just as much a construct as the nasty Pacifica my parents had manufactured. Who's to say which one is real and which one was fake? Ugh, so confused. Breathe, Pacifica, breathe. At times like this, I almost yearn for the predictability of the bell. Ugh, I can't believe I just thought about that. Shut up, brain. So anyway, before I completely lose my mind, I tell him how deluded he is. I tell him how he couldn't possibly know me. I tell him I'm happy as I am, but I can't read his face. He doesn't believe a word of it. Why isn't Pacifica actually, talking in this chapter? I noticed that all of her dialogue is said specifically in paragraphs. Well, these fucking fake line segment paragraphs anyway. But you get my point. She's not actually speaking, which I find rather odd. It's not really that it's wrong or bad in any way. It's just really confusing to me, just because this is the first chapter that's done it. So it's really kind of a weird takeaway. No, Pacifica. It might have been a long time ago now. But I'll never forget. Remember that smile? You'll never forget that smile. I'll never forget that smile you gave me in the secret room when I told you that you didn't have to be like your parents. That it wasn't too late to change your destiny. You can't fake a smile like that unless you're a really fucking good actor. But you have to be fucking Azula from Avatar. Levels of lying to be able to fake shit like that. I love Avatar, by the way, just throwing it out there. That was the first time you truly hoped, wasn't it? That you could break the chain, turn the Northwest name around, and I had faith in you, and we will have stuff. Mabel nudges him. We still do. So will you do it, Pacifica? Will you ditch the stupid party tonight and come with me and Mabel just to hang out? I don't know if you see how much fun you can have without glitz, without glamour, without pushing innocence around, and most of all, without having a tacky one-night stand. This is why I love Dipper in general, though. You'll begin to see again just how much better life can be if you open up, be yourself, and most of all, stop listening to these horrible parents of yours. So what do you say, Pacifica? We're going to go on an adventure with us, for old time's sake? Say yes. I am having fun with the story, I am. It's just some little things bug me, but it's really just nitpicky, menial shit. At the end of the day, who cares? He grinned at me for the second time that day. He clearly expected a positive answer. He was wrong. Because I'm not even expecting a positive answer with that response. He must have thought it was easy for me to cast off the shackles of my heritage, live for others as well as myself, and forego everything I'd been taught in exchange for their highly dubious thing called friendship. This is some Fire Emblem Fate shit right here. Do you pick the ones you call your family even if they're dicks? Or do you pick the ones who are actually apparently your family and they're cool? I actually went with the Norse side, but I'm weird like that. Maybe I could have changed direction at some stage. Oh, sorry about that. Well, he was going to be disappointed then. The road I'm on now is a one-way street. Maybe I could have changed direction at some stage a few years ago, but it's too late now. I'm too far gone. I can't just switch my entire philosophy around just because of the re-emergence of the Pines twins again. Right? Well, anyway, that's what I thought. It wasn't worth dwelling on now. So I had no choice but to rain on his little parade and tell him I had no intention of altering my life's course. If he couldn't accept that, why, I'd ignore him. Well, he ignored me for all those years. And he and his sister would not be invited to my prestigious celebrations that night. And by the way, several times would be attending. I added that as a passing shot at Mabel. Cold. Funny, though. I had nothing more to say, so I had to get up and walk out the door. Besides, the muck in the room was ruining my Uggs. Uggs. Ew. It's gross. Funny, though. I could find some other sucker to be their tour guide. Perhaps I could Stongram one of my gallery victims to do it for me. Stongarm? Stongarm. Is that a word, or are you seriously just making shit up to confuse me now? Because that's not cool. Strong arm. Got it. My brain did not want to connect that one. I forgot now. Sorry about that. Anyway. There are plenty who owe me big time in this place, believe me. You know, not everything needs to be in parentheses, though. Like, that really could have just been another sentence, and it would have been fine. Just saying. There are a few times they use parentheses that kind of work, where it's like, yeah, just so you know, I alluded to this, too. It's really not important to the story, though. That, though, kind of felt like it was connected a bit, so it could have easily been out of parentheses. Personal opinion. But as I pondered on this, I noticed something quite unusual. Dipper, who I assumed would take my refusal the easiest, was staring at the ground, looking utterly crestfallen. Mabel, on the other hand, oh, please let her be pissed. This will be fun. On the other hand, who I would have put good money on being all morose and stuff, and believe me, I have lots of it. Oh, you knew that already. Don't do this fucking pandering shit again. It drives me crazy. Had the same spark of defiance, and dare I say, optimism, that she's kept from a few minutes ago. She hadn't even blinked when I mentioned she'd be missing out on seeing her favorite boy band live. Fucking Mabel. Weird. Actually, that word sums up them both perfectly. Weird. Oh well, no point getting my panties in a bundle over it now. I had a party to go to, I'd made my choice, and I'd live with it. C'est la vie and all that jazz. Sigh. Later, that night, the Fortress of Doom. Sorry, I can't help myself with that shit. It's funny to me. Anyway, the rest of the school day was somewhat uneventful. I ran to Chad again. His team had won the big game. Woohoo. He tried to cop another feel. I copped his nads with my right foot. Geez, he can't even wait till tonight. No. Some boys are dumb. They're going to have to live with that, and I'm very sorry that our gender happens to be very stupid. It's actually something my criminal justice teacher once taught me when I was in high school. I find to be inherently true is that all men are born inherently dumb, and all women are born inherently crazy. That is just the way the world works. And frankly, yes, men are dumb and women can be crazy. It's just make the world go round. Chantal and Tiffany saw me at lunch. Oh, she got the names right. Good for her. There was more squealing about what they were going to wear, more excitement about the entertainment, and of course Chantal needed help with her homework. I'm starting to think, if she wasn't so rich, she might have been held back a grade or two. Like me, though, her parents are major donors to the school, so, financially at least, it wouldn't be a very wise decision. For the school, anyway. Oh, I almost forgot. My English teacher is really getting on my nerves. I think his name is Mr. Pat or something. He keeps telling me to stop using capital letters sentences in my stories. At least it's not just me, and that's clearly not a reference to me, because the story was written a while ago, I think. He says he's asked about 975 times already, surely an over-exaggeration. My response to him is, how am I supposed to accurately invoke something shouting Exclamation points, italicizing. There you go. I can't see how it can be difficult to read. Just enjoy the content, stop fretting the small stuff. It bugs the fuck out of me. So bad. Exclamation points, italicizing. I know fanfiction.net has that ability. If it's difficult for you, that sounds like a you problem and not a me problem. I know that wasn't referring to me. It couldn't possibly be, because all 12 chapters have been written out already. Unless they recently edited it. But there's nothing close to referencing to Dexter, so. That shut him up. Pacifica handling stuff like a boss since 1999. Except no substitutes. Later still. Sorry. It was just before the party when it happened. My parents had entrusted me with the responsibility of making sure the setup went smoothly. So I was in my best Lake Foam green dress. No, not the same one from 23 years ago. That would just be stupid, right? Again, we can figure shit out on our own with context clues. It's 3 years later. Why would you be wearing the same dress? We're not that stupid. Waiting for the guests to arrive, making the hors d'oeuvres. Make sure the hors d'oeuvres are on the right trays. Did you actually spell hors d'oeuvres, right? You've definitely gotten closer than I've ever gotten, so that's highly impressive, because I knew what you were talking about, at least. Because hors d'oeuvres is a bitch of a word. The ice sculptures were positioned correctly. The stage was set up for several times to perform because Z there. And, of course, protection for Chad on my dresser table. You're going to need, like, saran wrap just around the entire body. Then the thickest condom you can find. I don't think they make them thick. That'd be funny as shit, though. He said he'd bring some himself, but I wouldn't take his word for it. Very smart. I was just upstairs, putting the last of my 3 layers of makeup on. Then I heard the noise. I think you meant then you heard a noise, but I'll leave it at that. It's more like a bang. Okay, you see, when you use capitalization with, like, bangs and shit, that I let slide. I don't know why that doesn't bug me. Maybe it's just because loud noises, all caps, is okay. But for shouting, full sentences shouting, it's really annoying. One word, though, it's whatever. I dropped my eyeliner immediately and went to investigate. Hang on. Why does it suddenly feel cold in here? I have a broken window. How did that happen? Is someone in the mansion? I don't want to take any chances. I go to grab my cell phone, only to find it's not there. Did we stumble into creepypasta territory out of nowhere? Because not okay. Not okay. I've already read that 2 days ago. I have, like, hiccups now. God. Looking for this. Is that my voice? Is that my voice? Oh, well. I glance left, and there's the face of someone I haven't seen in years. I forget her name again. Candy, right? Forklight. No, that's not right. I searched my memory banks. Chocolate, sweets, candy. That's it. Shame I haven't got enough time for self-congratulations. Because she's holding my phone. And bashing the buttons like it belongs to her. She even has the nerve to say, "Yes, a nice expensive model, but the camera isn't as good as mine." I'm going to try and do her accent the best I can without sounding fucking racist. Because I freaking love her actor, though. Her actor has the cutest voice, and I love her. I think she's Vietnamese. Like a Vietnamese accent. I don't know, she's cute, because she's also BMO, if I'm correct, and Princess Rainbow. No, Princess Unibo? Rainicorn. God damn, that was difficult. What the? I'm about to tell her to give me my cell back before throwing her out the smashed window, but before I can do that, another familiar face makes themselves known. Only this one is far more recent. I look at her and snarl. Mabel. She was the mastermind behind the break-in. What was she after? Jewels? Money? Was she going to kidnap all the members of the several times? Why do you keep bringing the Z all of a sudden? And keep them all as her personal slaves? Yeah, like that'll happen. Calm down, Pacifica. And she already tried that, and it didn't work out very well. Turn over to her. What are you doing here? I hissed, adding, and how did you get in? As an afterthought, giving me Brace's free grin, Mabel replied, Hi, Paz. I feel the second question first. Isn't it amazing how this gadget still works and holds my weight? After all these years, my precious little... I groaned. I know what she was about to show me. She got plenty of mileage out of it during that summer we spent together. Might have even saved our lives on a few occasions. I just hope she didn't yell out those immortal words, grappling hook! Ah, my ears. No such luck. How do you think that feels on my eyes? You know, the pain you just described? That's what happens when every well-versed English person reads all cap sentences. Just letting you know. Still, at least someone must have heard the racket from downstairs. I got a man come to check it out. For a split second, I almost had relief. Then I remembered something. The average age of the servants here is hovering around the 60 mark. There is no way such ancient relics could detect that with their fading senses. Actually, my grandpa's 70 and he's sharp as a tack, but I also think it's because he's like immortal or something. I don't know what his deal is. My grandpa, Jesus Christ, move as fast as a leopard and you can hear from a mile away. He's like a superhero. Damn my parents' policy of hiring lots of seniors to save money. Damn them too. Mabel stopped my train of thought with her incessant babble. And to your first question, I can only say, we're here to kidnap you, Grenda, now. Suddenly a bulky teenage girl came up behind me from nowhere. She had with her a giant pink sack. Yes. I think the sack's a thing, right? I vaguely recall that being a joke. And on it was stitched with specific letters, well, with the F half hanging off, was the word friendship bag. What on earth? And before I knew what was happening, the sack was over my head. I was pushed inside, and the opening was securely tied together. Before I knew it, I was being carried away, swung on the back of that gorilla with lipstick. Ow, 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 ow. I found myself being bashed repeatedly by her firm bone structure. But I haven't received this many bruises since my dad used to... Hang on. Not the one at fault here. Sure, Pacifica. That would be our lax security, non-attentive staff, and absence of surveillance cameras. Maybe it is his fault. It wasn't for his penny pinching. Stop thinking, Pacifica. The only thing that should be concentrated. The only things you should be concentrating are: get out of the sack, look fabulous, eat a hearty meal, about 200 calories should cover it, rock out to music, get laid. To be honest, even the first one would be good around. To be honest, even the first one would be good round about now. What does that mean? Why you know English? Mabel had forgotten to poke any breathing holes in the sack. Help! No, come on. They use the friendship sack many times. Okay, so that was chapter 6. I'm not going to cut there because I usually say that for my longer talk about segment, which isn't until I'm done with the whole story. So, yeah, that was chapter 6. Not too bad. It was another one of those weirdly structured chapters where it was a lot of exposition for no reason. But whatever. At least it actually got to a point faster than chapter 2 did, and longer than chapter 2 did. So I can't really fault it there. Anyway, we'll continue with chapter 7 next week. I will see you all on Friday with a new creepypasta. You all have a wonderful day.